Welcome to another episode of Crypto Talks, where today this market is super crazy. So we're trying to catch what's happening, just to be updated ourselves before updating you and knowing how and what's wrong and what's the story, why is this happening. Meanwhile, don't forget to like, join, and here. Subscribe with us. Here we go. Tay, how are you, Tay? Tay is lost a little bit, I'm sure, because the numbers are not crunching altogether.
Good afternoon, Rudy. Good afternoon, everyone watching Crypto Talks. This is a very interesting time to go, to be honest, live with you now because as we speak, we're seeing markets reacting to certain breaking news that came out. One of them is the Ethereum Foundation is under scrutiny by a state actor, and it's not yet clear who this state actor is, but speculation is that the recent application of Ethereum with the spot ETF has resulted into unneeded scrutiny on the Ethereum Foundation, and perhaps the SEC is asking for more paperwork, and there might be even a slightly bigger problem, of which Gary Gensler leading a campaign to basically classify ETH as a security and hence fine the Ethereum Foundation, and perhaps there will be more other legal consequences. In my opinion, the SEC needs a scapegoat. They need a win, and nailing Ethereum down perhaps would be the win for them, but as well would be the smart step to take in order to capture a little bit the spread of Bitcoin and its growth. We have some interesting news for this week, and we are ready to start anytime.
Indeed. It is really interesting to understand what's happening and what are the dynamics and everything. We'd like to say hi to our Instagram followers, wherever you are, YouTube, LinkedIn. Welcome to this broadcast. So, with that, let's jump directly to our usual, calling for any fraud. This is episode 221. We're really, trying to see what's happening. And usually in those bull markets, fraud is all-time high. Also, not just cryptocurrencies and so on. Fraud is important in the space of fooling people or trying to scam people from their winnings. With that, don't forget to join us and subscribe to our podcast as usual. It's really interesting. Keep us on notify because this will bring more information or notification next time we go live on your feed. With that, I'll hand it back to Tay so that he can take it from there and then do the hard job of trying to explain what the heck is going on.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Rudy. Good afternoon, everyone watching Crypto Talks. This is week number 12, 2024. And in this week, there are some major events that happened in crypto we should all be aware of. In this, as we are speaking now, we're seeing markets react to certain news. We're gonna cover some of them now. In summary, for this week, I think the most important milestone to talk about was Ethereum's Dencun upgrade. And the Dencun upgrade, perhaps being activated successfully, is introducing now a new architecture for layer 2 solutions. and this is introducing modifications as well to the staking pools of Ethereum. So this has a big impact on the Ethereum monetary policy. And in the Ethereum monetary policy, it is defined by the rewards that are paid out by the protocol at any given time. So, in today's Ethereum yearly network issuance, we have approximately 2 Ether per block, with an additional one with some fees. Um, Although there is no official monetary policy for ETH, yet it is now very important to take in consideration what will happen with the gas fees with networks like Base, like Arbitrum, like Matic, and many of those layer two solutions. So this is reducing cost dramatically for Ethereum to scale up its solutions, which is what is needed today. With this, Rudy, we can kick off this week's news. Um, oh, sorry, reading one of the comments. Indeed. So, as we talked about the Duncan upgrade, it is one of the most important events for this week. Activating it in success reflected as well with positivity to the price. Yet, as we mentioned in the beginning, for the ones joining us now, that Ethereum Foundation is under a state actor attack, and they are requesting for much more than perhaps just GitHub commits or um, um, KYC paperwork, but it goes deep down into the events that happened in 2014 and the birth of Ethereum as a centralized uh, team, as a centralized institution, whether it's a profit or non-profit, and this could have major implications on its classification as a security. In this week as well, we got, other than Ethereum, many now of the investment magazines and investment platforms are giving these similarities or talking about the similarities of gold and Bitcoin and the ultimate competition between a traditional way of investment and the future of investments. Um, the internationalman.com, which targets heavily for investors, brokers, and finance topics, is now talking about the importance of Bitcoin as a solid competitor to gold, especially when we talk about the Bitcoin market cap and how the increase in Bitcoin's market cap year alone was more than triple the value of golden production. So the annual gold production is estimated around 118 million ounces. That is around $254 billion. Where in last year alone, Bitcoin market cap grew by over 883 billion. So those numbers are showing the appetite for traditional investments, and the appetite for even retail investors goes from buying gold into buying Bitcoin, which many, including me, support its classification as a digital asset, as the gold of the internet. Next in our news for this week was a positive reinforcement for Bitcoin and the role it plays in government presence, let's put it. After El Salvador, now we're seeing the one of the largest pension funds in the world, where the Japan's government pension fund is looking to add Bitcoin as a part of its research on potential of new investments. The government pension investment fund of Japan is looking for information about assets such as Bitcoin and how they might be incorporated into the portfolio of pension funds. This statement is coming simultaneously when Bitcoin is at an all-time high, and it is not it's not surprising. Not that the Japan's pension fund is looking to invest in Bitcoin, but the timing of the news is interesting. This is announced when Bitcoin was hitting the all-time high at 73,000. So the general pension fund in Japan, they invest in basically domestic, foreign bonds, stocks, real estate, infrastructure, and private equity. And now, when they add Bitcoin to their portfolio, this is when I think others or other pension funds would take a similar action and allocate part of their Bitcoins into such assets. Not to forget that the pension funds, the teachers' pension fund in Canada, has invested as well in Bitcoin. Yet, unfortunately, they invested through a centralized institution named FTX, and FTX went bankrupt. Hence, coins that uh, the coins that they owned or they bought, they did not own them. And I was hesitating because I used the word bankrupt. Actually, FTX was not bankrupt. FTX was robbed by its team, its executive team. And this is an event that we talked about a long time ago, and we're still seeing the repercussions of it now. One of the last pieces of news we covered for this week, Alexey Pertsev, he is a known developer behind Tornado Cash. This young boy is being charged with money laundering in the state of Netherlands. His court proceed court hearings will be decided on March 26th. His scheduled to stand trial on March 26th. And according to the prosecution, he made a habit of committing money laundering, more than 36 transactions that were linked to previous hacks, including Harmony, that was orchestrated by the North Korean hacker army, and they're known as the Lazarus Group. And Lazarus Group laundered the proceedings of their hack through Tornado Cash. And with those 36 illicit transactions, the developer behind this mixing tool of, or Bitcoin mixing tool, or sorry, ETH mixing tool is, um, yeah, is in jeopardy. Um, they talked specifically about 175 Ethereum that were hacked from Ronin Bridge, and they were laundered through Tornado Cash. Why this is important, why this has a chilling effect, because this is for the first time that we are seeing um, the government interfere in the way code is written. And according to the Dutch public prosecutor, they wrote a statement saying that a cryptocurrency mixing service is not inherently illegal. Simply, writing code is not punishable, but mixing criminal assets and concealing the origin of criminal funds is punishable. And supporters from Coinbase, from us, from Flus, uh, also some people from the Ethereum community, some Dutch Ethereum developers. They are all rallying in his defense because this is a legal assault on writing code itself, and there is a lot at stake for crypto projects. A guilty verdict may create this chilling effect that says if developers and open source community, if they do something bad to the United States authority, then it might be deemed suspicious and they might be arrested. With this, Rudy, we end the news for this week and we go back to you.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Tay. Really interesting to understand the dynamics of what's happening. We have some comments and a couple of questions or um, comments. Sorry for bothering you. I want to know. Oh, no. Hello, Tunisia is announced they will regulate. Also, amazing news. Wow. Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
I don't know, they didn't specify regulations based on what? Adoption, similar to Salvador, or just similarly to other, similar like UAE or, I don't know if you know anything about what they mentioned.
No, I what I know of Rudy is that Morocco has the legal draft for regulating cryptocurrency activities in the country ready by the central bank. This was pushed and motivated, or behind pushing and the motivation of this work on creating a legal draft for regulating cryptocurrencies in Morocco was mainly from the Dutch Queen of the Netherlands that had a personal visit to Morocco, and they visited the central bank to push them and motivate them in drafting such laws that will help with financial inclusion in the country. The vision for crypto in Morocco is big, and it doesn't surprise me that neighboring countries can catch the flare as well. Tunis, Algeria, and many more will sooner or later come up with regulations and drafts for adopting cryptocurrencies into their day-to-day activities.
Yeah. Bob says crazy market today, and then he lost a lot. Yeah, trade safely.
Indeed,
Also, like,
the losses we share, Bob, we all can maybe if there was just a crypto talks session on everyone sharing his story, how much did they lose? A movie
yeah,
will come out of it. The important thing is to just learn from those mistakes. Sometimes I make rookie mistakes, stupid mistakes. I click links without reading, and I'm too excited
it
over
happens. It happens.
too excited over a ICO, or you trust the wrong guy, and there is always stories to share. But at the end of the day, we show up and we're here, so things will get better from there.
Yeah. Microfocus owns now 1% of BTC. Is this good? Wow. Is
Yeah,
it?
I
Is
think
this a fact?
yeah, I think Bob is referring to MicroStrategy, but I think it was a typo from his side. MicroStrategy owns 1%. Yes, we did not cover actually the news this week that MicroStrategy acquired additional bitcoins, and now their average enterprise is $35,000. So the average price for MicroStrategy's enterprise on Bitcoin is $35,000. They do this by the DCA strategy that they follow. They don't buy Bitcoin at one time. They're buying it at different intervals. Anytime that he has the opportunity to buy it, and of course those opportunities are timely, calculated, and studied to pick up Bitcoin at the second best price, if we don't want to say at the best price. So El Salvador as well is doing well on purchasing its national Bitcoin, and hopefully we see more governments adopting that.
Indeed. Some really interesting. Happy Ramadan. Akid. Happy Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem. Thank you, Ibrahim. Sorry, Lamia. Thank you, Didi. Uh, Last question. What does ETH upgrade mean if we didn't see gas fees down? That's the golden question. I won't say $1 million, but I'll say it's a golden question.
The gas went down for L2s, but it didn't go down for Ethereum. Again, the there is perhaps a certain, I don't want to say mismatch, but there is work to be done in improving the marketing words that are used when explaining the implications of um, each advancement Ethereum made. I think the success of Dencun is great. Um, the timing of it as well is great. Imagine the upgrade did not go well, and then next day you have the SEC saying, "Yeah, we want to interfere in your documentation and
It's
how."
about to happen. It's a matter of time for me.
So, the because we know the we know the ins and outs of those tokens and those coins. Uh, there is a risk. There is a threat. There is a threat from the state because in order to reach where you are today, you did not play by the book 100%, and and claiming to be a decentralized network with such heavy centralization influence, this will put Ethereum in jeopardy, and this will as well perhaps put the classification of Ethereum as a security in place. But it doesn't mean it's the end. And if it doesn't happen, then perfect. Then 10,000, here we come.
Indeed, indeed. Let's wait and see what's going to happen within the next few days because this is, as we see, it's going up and down. But the most important part, and this is what I think Bob or Lamia said, they lost money or they lost the value. Um it's not about losing the value once you know that it's going to go up again. So just hang on there. Your value is that amount of how many you have per share, one Ethereum, let's say, or zero point 0.5, or 100 Satoshis, or 1 million Satoshis. It's that value that is very important. So, Tay, I don't know if you have any last words.
No last words from my side. Um,
All right.
we're
So, with that,
waiting, I think, today as well for Jerome Paul and his. Just a second, let me see what time. There is a Federal Reserve policy meeting today, and the interest rate decision and the inflation projection is due to be announced. So, with that, I would say watch the news and inflation up or down or it doesn't move, it will affect the crypto
no, I
landscape.
think that I've heard there's no increase. There's not going to be any increase. It's a dead end decision today. So this is what I heard. Let's see.
Let's see. We'll cover it next week then. See you,
Yeah.
Rudy.
See you. Have a good one. Cheers, guys. And don't forget to share, like, and most importantly, support us whenever you can. Here we go.